Yeah, welcome back, everybody. Had a little problem with my last recording here. This one and then the one I did after this. I'm not sure what went wrong. Something happened with the audio. The audio was completely garbled, so it was unsavable. Um, what I'm actually doing here, I went ahead and stripped out that audio file, and I'm just going to go ahead and make a new one. I'll comment on it here while I'm watching it, so we can kind of go over what happened. Uh, this is our continuing quest here to get our bards on alternating here with Ancient Domains of Mystery. So we're on level 42 here of the dungeon. I think we just finished a Greater Undead Vault. Uh, I kind of do these videos a little bit in advance. Okay, so we're looking here, I guess, to see what kind of artifacts we got. Let's see here. Here you got a bunch of corpses. I think the reason I'm not eating the white corpses right away is I don't want to get out of L plus. Oh well, no, I guess I am eating them. Okay. Yeah, because I had to be an L plus when we actually go, which that's actually it's going to be a few episodes down the road when we go uh, to fight the last boss, and that's not too big of a deal. Anyways, we have to go back outside of the dungeon before we do that anyway. So I guess I'll probably just go ahead and eat all them. I would assume that when I was doing it, oh, looks like we still have some undead left. Finish them up. Okay. Yeah, I don't have any clue what happened. I was like getting ready to when I do the capture, of course, it's in a big file and I have to compress it. So I was getting ready to do the compression. I was like looking at went ahead and pulled it up in a video to kind of see where we was at, make sure I had the right file and everything. And the video was just or the audio rather was just all messed up. Anyway, I'll make a new track. And in retrospect, this is probably what I should have done with those ones I had a while back that had the audio desync. That probably would have been better than just because I couldn't fix the audio desync in those. I tried like everything in the world, but on this one, and there wasn't no fixing it. It was like, eh, it was just like a bunch of noise. So I was able to like pull the video out, and I'm redoing it now. So Uh, and that's why I had a little bit of delay as far as getting my videos up. As I know, I think I went like 2 or 3 days without putting up a video. That's kind of what was going on there. Yeah, now I'm here at level 31. So we got about 14 more levels we need to get before we leave the dungeon. I think what I was trying to do here is I'm going to be diving down. I'm not sure how far I get in this episode. I'm going to be diving down all the way to the bottom to the Mana Temple, which would be the last boss area that we need to fight in the dungeon to get all our orbs. Okay, so before we head back out, I expect I'll take the Blue Dragon Caves. There's a quest I have to do there, and that's actually my grind area. Normally, when I'm doing an ultra ending, uh, I don't know. For me in particular, I never seem to be at 45. It just never works out that way when I get to where I want to be at 45. So I usually end up having to grind, and that's what I do is I grind it out in the Blue Dragon case because you get like a ton of loot from the dragons, and it can also spawn the titans, greater titans, Malaches, so you can get a lot of experience from fighting them. And probably at some point I'm going to start slowing myself too to increase the amount of experience I get. I've been thinking about as I had to do some stuff with the audio on this one, and I've been thinking about maybe going with background track on mine with maybe some background music. Of course, you have to try to come up with something that's not copyrighted. So that's something I might look into in the future here. Okay, looks like we got a tension room here full of shadows. Yeah, no, I'm not hurting for like slaying ammo. Well, unless it's arrow related. I think I don't have a lot of arrows to spare because I use the arrows a lot because I have that up until recently. That was my main missile weapon was the Sun's Messenger. Uh, I think I got First Slayer. Was it from the casino maybe? I don't remember where I got it, but I got it recently. And so I guess the only like missile artifact I'm missing is the whirlwind. But uh, you don't have that much ammo to work with, slaying wise here as far as rocks. Obviously, rocks can't slay, but you can get the ball the sling bullets, and I think I had some sling bullets of giant slaying or something here, but not too many. Okay, should have these guys out taking care of here for a while. Yeah, and I'm also working on this time. Also working on uh, Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. I'm going to be getting some videos of that up here before long. Uh, and don't know how well. To be honest, I haven't actually beat it yet. I've been working on it. It seems like it's a little bit more difficult than ADOM. Or well, maybe I just didn't have enough time in on it. I don't know. But I've been playing it for about a month, and yeah, it's like seems like the three main builds are like Blaster, Stabber, and Melee guy. I'm not too big on melee, since I know I do a lot of melee here in this one. But with ADOM, I mean, your guy pretty much becomes a jack of all trades before you're done. Uh, I think that game is a little bit different. At least the way the skills and stuff are set up, you can't really like master everything because while I think you do technically have unlimited experience, um, it would be like too tough or something to go through and I guess like max out every skill. Yeah, I noticed my dex is 68. I want to try to get that to 99 before I like head to the last boss. I know um, the game plan is after get to 45 and grind to 45, we're gonna come back out and we're gonna hit the Chaos Dragon. So I've still got a good amount of stat gain to get from the Chaos Dragon. So I'm gonna eat him. I don't remember how much he gives exactly, but it's pretty good, at least a decent amount. So assume I get some decks there. Then at that point we'll be preparing for the final battle. That's when we'll go through like burn up all our potions, try to swap potions to get potions and gain attributes. If you remember from the beginning of the video, back when before we started diving down, we had to actually do some swapping to get our ring of Digi Summoning to be able to wish for the alignment of life saving. So it's going to be similar to that, um, pretty much. And I'll probably pull some potions and gain attributes in the Dragon Cave too. Yeah, do I really need 6 helms of water breathing? I don't know. I think at this point I'm like pretty much just like packing everything around. I don't know if I've done a big identifying at all. Probably did one after that last vault, but I don't know. Clothes of Rage. One thing I noticed is the protective veil works a little bit different in Stone Soup than it does in ADOM. In ADOM, once you got your protective value, whenever something hits you, it has to come off the protective value. So basically, if I've got 20 protective value, I get hit by a monster and it does 20 damage, I don't take no damage because my protective value absorbs it. Um, I noticed in Stone Soup, well, I didn't really notice it. I went to the wiki and actually looked it up as far as research. But the way it works there is, let's say you got your 20 protective value. I think in that game they call it AC or armor class. Uh, the game actually does a roll. Does a roll like 1 to whatever damage that the monster can do when he does his melee attack, and then it does a roll like 1 to whatever the amount of armor I have. All right, so let's say my monster can do 20 damage, so he does roll 1d20. All right, get his like amount, and I've got 20 armor. I do my roll 1d20. Now there is an amount that is like guaranteed, um, but it's not the full amount. It's like a percentage or something of your actual like chest armor, and I don't think it even calculates like the armor you get from other sources. So, and and again, it's just a little bit tougher all around. It's one of the things I noticed. And apparently, I'm doing a lot of inventory right now. Hmm. Oh, okay, okay. I guess, yeah. I think I know what's going on. All right. So I'm guessing what happened here is I now have actually finished up all this everything on this level. Now I'm going through and like doing a big identify and looking over to see what all I got from her vault and everything else on the level. So I assumed I'd done that last episode, but I don't remember. But I guess I did not. So now we're looking through and like check and see what all we got. Uh, so I'll take a quick look. We might see what artifacts we got. I don't think. Yeah, so let's see. I already had the soaker. I know that. Um, hmm. Moonsicle. Now, Worm Lance is going to be key. We'll definitely be using that when we get to the. Oh, okay. Death's Blade. That's a piece of crap. When we get to the Blue Dragon Cave, we'll be using Worm Lance. Staff of the Magi. Yeah, won't be using that, I don't think. Yeah, you might hear some background noise. There's probably people mowing my yard. I might try to cut that out if I can. Don't know if I'm going to end up using that magical writing set or not. In my last game, when I did my run with my rogue, I went ahead and made like I got 3 or 4 like writing sets, or maybe got 2 or 3, maybe something like that. Anyway, I know, and I also ended up using a ring wish to get more, because when I had done my first attempt at a ultra ending, it was with the elementalist, and I got all the way to the last boss, and I ended up couldn't kill him because he kept corrupting me, and he ended up corrupting me out. So I didn't have enough scrolls of corruption removal. So I know my last one, last game, I want to make sure that one happened. So I ended up using the magical writing sets. I made like 30 scrolls of corruption removal, and I didn't use nothing like that much. Uh, Another mistake I made in my first run was that I tried going in as neutral instead of lawful. And when you go into neutral, you have to have 15 corruptions to be able to get in the door. So, yeah. I think I talked about that in a previous video that we're always going to be going lawful plus when I do these like um, ultimate ending runs. Alright, so let's check and see what all kinds of ones I got here. Should have pretty much every one in the game at this point. Yeah, so we got eight potions of cure corruption. So I think I'm pretty good as far as corruption removal. There's 2 potions of gain attributes. I've got a potion of education. I was thinking about do I even need to bother drinking that potion of education? Because I think I've got all the skills that I would want. The only one I could probably use at this point that I don't have is probably dodge. It would help a little bit. Maybe give me I forget how many points, like a few more points as far as dodge to try to avoid because of the we'll be meleeing the last boss, and uh, he can penetrate armor, so armor value will be useless. Um, and his attacks corrupt. That's probably ran into with my elementalist. It wasn't an issue with my rogue guy. Now, my rogue guy did have the ability to stun. I don't know if I was stunning him. Might have been. I'm not sure. Um, I didn't go all the way back through the message log, but in any event, let's see. Here we are. Scrolls. All right. Scroll crash miracle. It's not blessed. Okay, so it looks like I'm blessing up everything that needs to be blessed here. Well, I've got a helmet teleportation on. Oh, well, I was gonna say, I guess I could use that. Now, I might use helmet teleportation when I go back up. So that might make things go faster. I think it randomly teleports you, but I know I've got the ability to control teleportation, so that might help me actually get back up faster without having uh, to spend all my mana casting teleport. I don't think we're going to be pressed for time. Um, Last, I'm sure at some point I'll check the time, but I think we got plenty of time as far as like, because I think day 15 was when I wanted to be out of the dungeon. That way I've got 5 days to get over to the Chaos Dragon area. And still do that inventory. Okay, alright, so I'm going to drink some potions of wonder there. I wonder if you could throw those potions of visibility on an opponent that is invisible. As I know I tried, I don't know if it was this game or I don't think it was this game. I think it might have been a different game. I found myself, I had the invisibility intrinsic as I had got, and I wanted to do the arena. So the arena guy won't let you actually compete if you're invisible. So I thought, well, maybe I can use the potion for like visibility. You can, but it only makes you visible there for a few like turns. So you'd have to have like one every time that you went to like talk to him to compete. So that was a bust. So I was thinking if there was any other like use for those potions of visibility, but you already get the ability to see invisible like fairly early, so it's not really an issue. Okay, looks like we're going for skill here. Bridge building, oh, it's so huge. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. In positive education, or pulling too much weight anymore. So there's not a whole lot I can get. Okay, so I assume at this point we'll be moving on to the lower levels. Okay. Alright, so it puts us at 43. I don't see any special messages there. So this level should just be straightforward. Oh, stone potion, cursed potion on the inside. Okay, so it looks like we got herbs on this level, but I think at this point we don't really need any herbs. Yeah, I guess I'll check them out anyway. Post of Wonder. Okay, that's a pretty good steal. I think one thing I'll have to do after I get ready to go for the final battle, at that point I'll have to stop picking. Ooh, okay, so that is the tension room of my launches. Yeah, I would assume here at this point that I'm going to start slowing myself and getting some like big time experience. And can't ask for anything better than that. Oh yeah, and I think we hit 50. Oh yeah, I just now thought about that. 50, we actually get a really good level 50 class skill with the Bard. Gives you +6 to all attributes. Okay, so I was just thinking, yeah, I wanted to get to 99 on my dex. I don't think it's going to be a problem. Now that I think about it, because we still haven't hit 50. We get her +6. All right, I think we're already at 68. So that put us at like 74. So we would only need to get 26 more points. Yeah, yeah. Of course, we can always pop a boost potion, but one of the main reasons we want to be at 99 on dex when we fight the last battle is you notice like a lot of bosses use a some type of a ability. I think when the liches use it, it like throws glowing balls. I'm not sure what it says on all the other ones. Rabbit says you get hit with the energy or whatnot. It's a similar attack. A lot of the bosses use it. Of course, the last boss uses it too. And his, of course, is the most damaging. Okay, so you see, I'm like slow myself there to get the extra experience. Now, um, that particular attack can be dodged with the alertness skill, which we of course have. So our alertness skill at 100 and our dex at 99, I think you would have a 1 in 2,400 chance of actually hitting us with it. So, yeah, I don't think he'd be getting us. Oh, no, that also takes into consideration luck, but we've got the luck intrinsic and the fortune smiles intrinsic as well. Okay, so many levels we can gain here. Should gain a couple actually, I would think. All right, that puts us 32. Okay, looks superb. Now I think appearance is supposed to help as far as not getting corrupted as bad. So no, like the majority of the corruptions like drop your appearance. Uh, but I think that's my understanding, at least that's what it says on the wiki, that having a high appearance can help you to not get corrupted. Yeah, so we haven't done the Moloch dungeon yet for the to kill the Emperor Moloch. Um, that's basically the quest we're trying to get 45 for. And his last level, the one where you actually fight the Emperor Moloch, The only like level that has more background corruption than that one is the actual chaos plane where we fight the last boss. So yeah, I might actually now think about it. If I have like a potion of boost appearance or something, I might pop that before I like go in there. I don't know. I'm planning on like magic mapping that level and like porting straight to the Emperor Moloch, baiting him down, and, like, grabbing that note and running. But even then, I'll probably get at least one corruption. Okay, so just continue to bang down these Moloches. Apparently, I'm switching missiles around, figuring out what the best missile situation is. I think one thing they can do to improve would be better management of your like switching your missiles. Because I mean, um, you're gonna have pages and pages of missiles, and maybe if you could set like hotkeys, multiple hotkeys, so you could that way you could like switch back and forth between like missiles. Maybe link a particular type of missile with a missile weapon. So like if I just hotkey and switch to my like bow, it automatically switches to a stack of arrows that I want to use. Feeling corrupted. What? Oh gosh, yeah, I remember this. Okay, so we got the hate the sun corruption. Uh, and I think at this point I choose not to get rid of that because uh, uh, well, I mean, it doesn't really affect anything other than the fact it's just super, super annoying. So, and if you did have audio, the regular audio on this, you notice that every time that you see like a big blackness like form around my character, and 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 at that point I would say, I hate that corruption. That basically happens like constantly that I have to cast my light spell to correct it so I can like save a character again and move around. So how many levels did we gain off this? I think we're 31. So we already okay. So we already gained 2 levels off this tension room. So that's pretty fat. Yeah, I'll dove it in. Oh, I hate this corruption. And so it looks like I'd run out and completely run out of like my demon slaying ammo there, and had to break down and unequip my rune covered trident and use my rune covered trident to take him out. Yeah, so we only have one more video after this one of uh, me having to comment after the fact. The rest of them should be okay. I have no clue what went wrong. I just had 2 videos with bad audio, and I don't know. Normally I go through and like listen to it the video like right after I tape it, but and wouldn't have been nothing I could do to fix it. I mean, I still would have had to done the same thing, but you know, at least not as bad as like the video that got lost and the one where I wasn't actually recording. And this is like my first time actually putting up to YouTube too, so I'm still working out the kinks. Um, One thing I'm thinking about doing is maybe making some graphics. Um, that way, like, if I do something interesting, I can like, edit it. Like, be cool like graphic or something to pop up. So that's something I might look for in the future, depending on like my time situation. And we'll see. Okay, so most of my skills are starting to get up to where I don't really have no points to put into anything. Or I've got, basically almost everything maxed out. Okay, so got a point of charisma there. Okay, so looks like we got 3 levels off that tension room. Oh, wait, one more to go. Oh, I hate that corruption. Yeah, that's got to be the most annoying corruption. Okay, so I'm not sure how far deep I get down here in this particular episode. Uh, so it looks like we're at 43 right now. Oh no, what kind of doppelganger is that? My, we're check it. Oh gosh, yeah. And of course our corruption like kicks in right when we're getting ready to like check that doppelganger. Uh, so I don't think there's any way to tell the difference between like the doppelganger lord, doppelganger king without actually like physically like targeting them and looking at them. At least as far as I can tell, they all just look like you. Okay, so check it out. Apparently it's not a king because I'm meleeing it. So I would not be meleeing it if it was the king. And as I've been doing a lot of research and a lot of playtime here on Stone Soup, I've been watching some other people's videos, kind of seeing what they're doing. trying to get my build together as far as what kind of build I want to use. And I also watched like someone else's like run the one with the build he was working, and he made a comment. He named his character Larry, and he made a comment about the name. He was talking about the TV series Parks and Recreations, and he was like talking how great it was. I was like, yeah, absolutely. It's funny because I just finished watching the last season. It's actually like not in the air anymore, but I did watch I've watched all the episodes now. So, and if you haven't seen that, I think there's like I want to say 6 seasons, maybe five or six. I'm not sure off the top of my head, but yeah, it's like a really good sitcom. It's about 30 minutes per episode. So definitely recommend that. Currently, I'm watching the Modern Family season 5. Uh, that one's really awesome too. It's got Ed O'Neill in it. Let's see. Okay, so going through my inventory here now. All right. And I'm not sure what I was doing there on my inventory. Oh, I guess I was just picking stuff up, maybe. Okay, alright, so it looks like that's this level. See what we got here for level 44. Aha. Okay, so this would be the air level for the air temple. Okay. Now, one thing about the air temple is that when you get into the area where the actual temple's at, that's basically after you break through the walls. You always have to break through a wall on the various like temple levels. Um, at that point, you continue to suffer equipment damage constantly. Now, I think being immune to lightning mitigates that somewhat, but I don't know if we're just gonna like hardball it, not drop all our equipment, if we're gonna drop our equipment. So I don't remember. I know it didn't seem like I took that much damage. I, I say I probably will end up dropping all our equipment though, because we'll see what we do. All right, so we're getting ready to bust through. Oh, no, I guess this is the Earth. I was thinking it was air. Okay, okay. So this one's actually the Earth. Okay. That's no problem then. Might have already done the air. I'm not sure. Um, okay. So I guess this one's basically just an experience grab. I think we're just dealing with Earth elementals. I don't think there's anything special. Also, the Earth elementals can walk through walls, so they might pose a particular tactical advantage if our character wasn't so strong. But being their character is kind of uber at this point, it doesn't really pose any threat. And see, we can just gonna melee them down. Oh, yeah, hit a fire trap there. All right, so I guess I'll just talk about something else because there's not not a whole lot going on. We're gonna be killing Brothers of Chaos, which are no threat. Earth Elementals, no threat. Various snakes and grooves. Uh, so there's no real threats here. Uh, Potentially, the only thing that would be an issue would be the actual boss, and I don't think he'll be a threat either. Someone sent me a. That's pretty cool. Someone sent me a. I think it was Arcade. He sent me a message there. It says as he watched one of my videos. It was the one where I fought the Snake from Beyond. All right, so to get the water orb, and what actually happened on it, I'm sure you guys remember when you watched that video, was I had actually accidentally killed the snake, didn't even realize it, thought I was fighting a regular, like one of the regular snakes. And his comment was, "Man, you got a good character when you like kill a snake from beyond melee, and don't even realize it." Okay, so we're 34. All right, so it puts us about 11 more levels that we need to grab. So hopefully we won't have too much to grind out when we get to the Dragon Caves. Oh, that damn corruption. And that's what I yell every time. Probably in a less jovial manner. Okay. So check my spells here. I don't know why I was on Magic Lock. Oh, okay. Redoing my Strength of Atlas. Yeah. And as per the only thing that could go wrong at this point is if I forget to cast my Strength of Atlas. Oh, now sitting there Revenant and made me think. I remember, uh, yeah, I want to say that I want to say that I had to like clear two greater undead vaults, maybe. I'm not sure, but well, I know I cleared two at least because I had one in the ice cave and then one in here. I might have had a third one, but I know the problem I run into is I thought I had an amulet of protection from like undead, so I have no clue what that actually does. My thinking was that it protected you from like the different attacks that undead do, that drain stats and things of that nature. Okay, so I know on one of my like greater undead vaults, I started off with the amulet of protection from undead here, and I was expecting that to protect me, and apparently either it didn't or what. Because I know at some point I actually noticed that I got hit by like a ghost lord, and he still like aged me even though I had the amulet on. And so, and I know my character is like really old. Um, what I might do is when I'm making my final push here, I might go ahead because I've got two, like at least two, uh, or at least like on the last video I did, I had at least two potions of quickling blood. All right, so I'm afraid to drink them because I'm so old. Um, so I'm not sure. I might try to get some potions of youth somehow to offset that before I actually go the last route, because it would suck pretty bad if we actually got to the started getting close to the last boss and then we ended up getting like aged out. I've never had that happen when I've been playing Adam. I'll say that I've never actually died of old age before. So it's something I'm usually aware of. I think in my last game, every time I drink a potion of quick blood, I drink a potion of like either youth or well, I don't think it was really youth. I think I drove the other one, the one that increases your lifespan. Okay, so it looks like we got our ancient beast or whatever that guy is, the boss guy there. So I'm doing a little bit of backpedaling so I don't get surrounded, since I did not chose not to learn the courage skill. Yeah, that's one thing I do on any game that I play. I don't like getting surrounded. I never get. I try not to get surrounded. Yeah, and I always try to fix that. I noticed I watched some. I've been watching videos and stuff. The Stone Soup, do research, try to figure out what's the best build, and watch people's videos. And a lot of times, people I guess that prefer to like playing melee. They don't they don't really care too much about getting surrounded. They just I'm like, and even if you're strong enough that you can handle it, it's just the principle of the thing, and you just don't want to get surrounded. I mean, and why give your monster free attacks? Uh, I was playing the game, and the way it's set up so you can play on a server, so other people can actually view what you're doing if they want to. And I was playing with a character. I was in a particular part of the dungeon called the Snake's Nest, and that has a lot of nagas. In that game, naggers work similar to, I guess, nagas in most games. In that game, they all have constriction attacks. So what a constriction attack works is they like make a melee attack with you. Ooh, hit 35. That's good. They make a melee attack, and then they have a chance to constrict you. So if you're constricted, you continue to take damage every turn. So obviously you want to avoid that. So I think it's guaranteed damage. So on that particular run, I was playing a melee character, and what I would do is I would just move to the right or to the left. When you move, that your guy makes an attempt to break the constriction. So my guy, since I was a melee character, I had enough strength where I would pretty much break it every time. Um, and someone messaged me and said, "Hey, dude, man, you're like giving them free attacks. So you need to back up instead of moving to the right or left. Because you back up, you break the constriction, and then they have to move toward you so I continue to attack." And I thought, okay, hey, that makes sense. So, and that's my bad. I started doing that. Yeah, because I was giving them a free attack. It wasn't really affecting it. I mean, it didn't. My guy had like a lot of armor, uh, so it wasn't like a life or death thing, but it's the principle. It's all about good play. Yeah, looks like I critical that guy and took him out. Okay, looks like I'm looking for missiles here. Or, yeah, maybe not. Oh, I'm going to dip something. I'm going to dip it. Ah, I see. Dipping the ancient stone. Okay. Oh, okay, so that'll raise my dex. Possibly. So dex is at 40. We'll see how much we gain here. The main thing I'm concerned with is dex. Strength, obviously, I would like to get higher, but it's nothing in the world. Uh, I'll probably end up boosting everything to 99 anyway. When I fight the last boss. Ooh, made a battery, so I'm sure I'll be getting rid of that like immediately. Okay, I gained 1 point of dex there. No, I didn't gain any. Hell, I don't know. I guess I gained other stats. Okay, so we got 12 scrolls, and we're going to read one here. Alright. Now, I know before we eat the Chaos Dragon, we need to get down to about 8 corruptions. At 18, if you ever hit 18 corruptions in this game, you're corrupted out. At that point, that ends up into the game, and you turn into a rather massive primal chaos. Um, so, my understanding is that you can get up to 9 corruptions by eating the Chaos Dragon. So, obviously, I don't want to. That would be kind of silly. Hit the 8 and I corrupt myself out. So, I have to make sure I'm at 8 uh, before I eat the dragon. So, I think what I plan on doing once I have my level at 45, I'll go back out, go fight the Chaos Dragon, do the Unicorn quest. I'll preserve his corpse, possibly like cooking it or whatever, and then eat it right before I complete or right before I turn in the Unicorn quest, so then I can like just go in like, turn it in, get all my corruptions wiped. I would like to be able to do the Emperor Mo launch before I did all that, but I don't think I'll have time because you got to account for the amount of time it takes to travel overland, and uh, I don't think I've actually taken. Yeah, I know I did because I wasn't high enough level to take the Unicorn quest before I came in here, so I haven't actually done the Unicorn quest yet. So I would have to go to our starter town. I forget what that's called, and get the quest from the druid, then go do it. And that's a lot of running around on the overland. So I don't think it's going to give me enough time to do that. However, we will uh, we'll get our corruptions wiped, and I'll make sure we go real fast to the Emperor dungeon, so we don't pick up too many corruptions. I think in my last game, I was only 49 when I completed it. This time around, I also want to get 50 because for whatever reason, and the rogues get like a really sucky level 50 skill. Yeah, our level 50 class skill is if they're next to a wall, they can't be seen. I'm like, what does that accomplish? Nothing. So I didn't even bother to get it. I just went ahead and beat the game at level 49. But on this particular like deal, we actually get a good class skill at 50. As I mentioned earlier, it gives us 6 style attributes. So that's good. Alright, so we're 35 now. Grabbing some more experience. Yeah, make sure I don't tap my feet on the stool there because I'm sure that makes noise. Now at this point, gotta be careful to not step on that altar to get that loot. You notice I'm kicking it off the altar. So I mean, I want that loot, but I'm not stepping on that altar because there's still like creatures roaming. And I think when I did my first episode of Dungeon Crawl, I'll go ahead and put up a link for you guys. That way you can and go ahead and check out their website there if you want to play up a couple test games, see what you think about it. Um, so there's like a lot of classes to choose from, a lot of races to choose from, and one of the things I noted was that right now it's like I play on the server, so that it has the 16 build, which is the current build that they're running. They've got another one that you can play. I guess it's the 17, and it's still in production or whatever. So I guess they're beta testing it. I'm not sure, but you can actually play it. It's called Trunk. I think the Trunk is actually the one that they're testing, and they've also got some other things you can like test as far as like new races, new gods. So you click on the particular one that's new that you want to like check, and it like sets it up for that particular um, game. When I tried a few of the new ones, but to be honest, I haven't actually done everything that I can do yet. So I guess I probably need to be fooling with the new stuff just yet, as I'm still working on beating the game. Okay. Not sure what I'm looking for here. I'm checking something here on the stat screen. 402,000 to get to the next level. So we might get to the next level this episode. Alright, and check my time. So it's 103 days. Okay. So yeah, we're definitely well on track as far as our like game time. Because when we make the run back out, we'll just teleport out or teleport as much as we can to get out as quick as possible, so it won't take us no time. And it doesn't take as much game time when you're like walking around in the dungeon either, as it does when you're walking on the overland. Okay, all right. So that was the end of that. All right, so we have one more episode of actual where I have to go back and redo. The mouse won't work right. Redo the content. All right, or redo the audio rather, because yeah, don't know what happened. Let's see, get that. All right, and as you can see, I've got a couple episodes here in advance. I've done my first one here of Stone Soup. Don't know how that's going to turn out, so I can't guarantee you that's going to be a winner. But in any event, it should help everyone learn a lot about the game. I think that guy's actually a stabber build, is what I'm working on him. That's the one that's currently actually good. All right. Well, and then yeah, you won't be able to see what's going on when I actually like turn it off. But all right, so we'll get that fixed. I'll go ahead and see you guys next time. And then we'll get back on track here on episode 59. So 57 is my fix. 59. At that point, we're back in good shape. And let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I estimate about 2 more videos that I haven't made yet. That I think I'm about probably about 2 videos away from beating it. Is where I stand because I know I'm almost ready to come back out when I'm at 45, and then that'll be that. Once I come back out, it'll probably be just one video of me handling the Emperor Moloch, the Chaos Dragon, and then sending as maxing as much stats as I can before we go for the last battle. All right, so I'll see you guys here in the next episode.